Hello and welcome back to another episode of Kaiju, almost said Kaiju Ramen Media, whatever. Kaiju Weekly, the news show that talks about all the news around giant monsters and tokusatsu. I'm your host, Michael, the beloved one of this crew, the handsome one, the charming one, the one who no one wants to kill because I'm just so darn cute. And then next to me is Elijah, not the child anymore. So he's not the child anymore. Director of SOSC Shelter,
Apparently, yeah.
which we just did a interview with him on a couple of nights ago, which was fantastic. And then beside Mr. Elijah Thomas, I've got Mr. Danny Damana, my good buddy from Ohio.
From Ohio, which explains the accent.
The great country of Ohio.
The great country
There
of
is,
Ohio.
but there is a Dublin, Ohio.
There is
So
a Dublin.
I guess if it's Dublin, Ohio, I got to talk like this.
Oh, you screwed up your accent now. You've got to Dublin.
I do it.
Yeah,
I
that's
screwed
better.
up my accent. I didn't put a little bit more Irish in it.
Just a touch of the Irish in there, you know. We're all a bit
Touch of the
touched
Irish,
in
yeah.
Dublin, Ohio. I'm not even
Oh,
from
boy.
Dublin. Crying out loud. Jesus, Mary and
Oh.
Joseph.
Oh, Jesus and Mary and Joseph nightgown. I used to know this little Catholic lady. When I worked at the pharmacy, this little lady, her name was Irene, and she was Catholic. She was very Catholic. She was like Pennsylvania Dutch Catholic or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And she used to say, Jesus, Mary and Joseph's nightgown, Michael. Like, okay, that's kind of where I've got that from.
That's awesome.
Anyway.
Yes.
So, we got to say hello to the chat before we get started with you fine gentlemen. Looks like we've got, I'm not going to do the voice the whole time. Looks like we got In Conway. Come on, Kaiju Ramen Media. I don't know if maybe he was just like sitting there waiting for us to start because kind of we got a late start. So that's fair. That is totally fair. Helmy, my good friend Helmy. Helmy from Australia. Thank you, Helmy, for tuning in. And we have the Queen. The Queen. You know what we have to do, fellas, when the Queen arrives into the chat. That's enough of that.
How long can we push it before we all just crack up? Oh, I lost it a couple times. That's so good.
Ren, it's good to see you. Swatch. Thank you for tuning in to Swatch us on YouTube and on Facebook.
Ooh.
That was pretty good. That was
pretty good.
I like
Thanks,
that.
Thanks. I got some good ones in the old holster every now and then. Jose Campos, hello, good sir. How are you? Whomever this is, we're going to ignore you. If that's okay.
I think I know who that is.
Oh, I have
Our good
theories.
friend Travis.
Travis,
Yay,
there
Travis
he
is here.
is. There he is.
Oh.
Yo.
Our Jose says, "What if we pay you to do the accent?"
I will do it. I'm not even gonna.
I mean,
I will.
you don't
I'm down.
have to do it. We don't have to. Do we want to do the show whole like? We don't want to do the show like this.
Now you see, the trick is you've got to you have to completely commit to the bit, you know. So what we're doing here is like we're going to read. What we'll do, we can't do the entire show like this, so people will start tuning out, especially people who actually speak like this. It's very offensive. So basically, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to be very selective about the use of our accents. But I think it could be done. I think it very well could. Maybe. Yes, quite. Yes, sir. Yes.
Quite. That was good, sir. That was very terrible. Dactyl.
You know exactly what that was. Now I'm the Joker. I turned into the Joker for a second. Sorry about that.
I'm going to get you, Batman. Okay. Oh
That's
boy,
good.
this is getting off the street.
Yeah,
Hello, Helmy. Happy Monday morning. I forget. Yes, you are like
Yes,
you're
Monday.
way ahead of us right now. So it is Monday morning for you right
Because he's bringing the thunder from down under.
He's bringing the Lord. Jeez.
So speaking as somebody who speaks to an Australian at least every other day, that was an awful Australian.
I wasn't trying to do Australian.
I wasn't trying to do Australian.
Oh, good.
No,
no. Would you like me to do an Australian accent?
If you want me to try it, if you want me to do it,
there we go. Yeah.
There we go. That's right. I can. It's.
Now we're offending Helmy. We're offending Helmy.
Sorry, Helmy. Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. This is a fade
yeah, because based off of my good friend from Australia, you missed a couple of words that we can't say on stream.
Well, we're not gonna go there. Helmy hates us. It's canon.
No,
Sorry.
Helmy doesn't hate anybody.
No, I don't think Helmy's capable. Helmy has too much love in his heart.
That's right. Helmy does have way too much. Helmy's a sweetheart. We all love Helmy. We all love Helmy.
It's true.
Yes, Travis is here. Yes,
Kim is here.
Woo, yes. Travis says, "Please no." I don't know what he's.
That was to the accent.
It's the accent. He's telling us.
Oh, I thought Travis just didn't want the stream to continue. That's what it was.
Okay. I mean, that too. We could just call it quits. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, we could.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Please help control the giant monster population. Have you? Oh wait, you know what? Let's push it a little. Wow. Well, okay. I guess this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Kaiju. Oh, sorry.
Oh, hi. You got him just in time.
Oh boy. Okay, we got him. Okay, fine, Travis. We'll stop.
Fine.
I don't know what the faces are for. I'm assuming because he thinks
that was probably one you guys were making my eye have its allergic reaction. Every stream. No, every stream now. When you people start doing your little accent,
you people.
This eyeball decides to want to kill itself. And now it hurts.
You know what hurts? Being called you people. That's what hurts, Elijah. That's what hurts.
You are people.
Hello, Gamera Sith. Hello, Gamera Sith. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Elijah.
And then what's up?
He seems so human. There's no need for name calling. Name that show. There we go.
I love that. Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The Alf references are always welcome here.
Yes, quite.
You kill me.
I kill you. You kill me. I kill me. Mostly that last one.
We tied Barney to a tree.
No. Do we have some kaiju news to talk about, gentlemen?
We do, and before we can do that, we have to cue something. And
we do. We can't do it without that.
We cannot do that thing without. It's incredibly important. I wish I remembered what that thing was, though. That's
honestly, I'm struggling to remember. I'm on the show all the time. I don't really listen to it. Never really been a fan.
That's fine.
So all your little traditions, I don't know.
All the stupid little traditions.
I think it involves cueing. It's some kind of onomatopoeia, if I remember correctly, right? It's
no, it's like an ad hominem. I think
an ad hominem. I feel like it's not an ad hominem.
I think it's more of a Gadorium.
A Gadorium?
Gadorium? A Gadori yum yum? That sounds like an edible.
It kind of does. But, what's that, buddy? Oh, okay. He reminded me. I guess that means.
Can he tell us? Can he tell us?
Now he need. Oh no! Now he needs a voice. You know what you've done?
You're supposed to come up on the spot, Danny. Improv it.
I'm supposed to come up with this. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hello there. Cue the beady. There it is. That was horrifying. I will never do that again.
That indeed was horrifying.
That was haunting.
Was horrifying.
That was haunting. Did you expect Baby Sinclair to show up on this stream? I sure didn't.
Oh boy. Anyway, let's get into our top story, guys. Let's get into our top story.
What is our top story, Mr. Hamilton?
Yeah, what is that?
Our top story. What is our top story? Did we decide what our top story was?
Yes.
I gave you two options. What was the top story?
Fine, I guess I'm taking over him. We are going to talk about the New Zealand film titled Taniwa, the first authentic giant monster movie from New Zealand, home of filmmakers like Taika Waititi, director of Thor Ragnarok, and that's the only Thor movie he ever made.
As far as I remember, yeah, that's it. That's about it. I mean, there was that. What? No, wait, never mind. There wasn't.
Nope, that doesn't exist. There is no. There's no Thor 4. It doesn't exist.
No, I haven't seen it. Therefore, it does not exist. Logic.
Same. High five.
Yes. Boo. Hey, what?
Other way.
I'm okay. So wait, it's the wrong way, guys. You gotta. It's there we go.
There we go. No, I know what I'm
remember your cameras are flipped. There we go. Good job.
Hello.
Good job.
Hello.
There we go.
Okay, so
let's talk about this movie.
Thoughts on that movie, and then Eric, and then Travis did have a suggestion for a top story. We will get there because
yes, that's happening.
Do we want to? Do you want me to read off all of our little details here?
Sure. Do it.
So animatronic effects by the famous Weta, the company behind King Kong, the MonsterVerse movies, and others. They are a effects department. They do CGI and animatronics. I believe they were founded by one Andy Serkis, if I remember correctly.
Sorry, mate. They were founded by Peter Jackson.
That's right, Peter Jackson. That's right.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson. It is directed by, I'm going to butcher these, so I apologize, Libby Hakaraya?
Close enough.
Hakaraya? I'm not sure how to say that.
Produced by Kanuri Stevens and Desiree Armstrong of Moreland Productions, and written by Ricardo Giraldo. It's inspired by the legend of the Taniwha, a monster of New Zealand mythology. It is very far along in production. It is set 1,000 years ago in New Zealand. The synopsis reads as, when their peaceful world is completely destroyed by a brutal tribe, Kia and Waikira, a devout young couple, are chosen to lead the survivals to safety. Soon, Kia disregards his wife's advice and veers far away from the agreed destination. As they venture into a strange yet seductive valley, Waikira's intuition tells her something otherworldly is tracking.
Ooh. Sounds interesting.
Spooky.
Does sound spooky. Do we have any kind of like behind the scenes teaser trailer or anything like that? Or
we have some concept art. There is some concept art, but that is it. But from my understanding, they are very far along in development.
Gotcha.
Weta right now is developing some animatronics for the main monster and some giant birds that were found in that time period in New Zealand. And I believe that the fact that they stated they are far along in production would make me believe that they are filming, at least. The film is definitely written, to my understanding, but that's about it for now.
Okay. I mean, it's always good to get new monster properties from other countries. It's especially something so, excuse me, something's based in its own mythology. I think that's
right. Now, I will say one, and I'm just airing the caution that could potentially be here. I'm actually very excited for this movie, but we did recently get a U.S. adaptation of an Australian film based off of the Bunyip, and to my understanding, that movie is absolute garbage. Bunyip.
Oh, Bunyip. Sunny Buns.
Yes.
Sure.
Love it.
And the unfortunate thing is, my co-host of my podcast, Rex, who lives in Australia, actually had never even heard of the original. It was a very under the radar release, which this definitely does not seem like it will be. This one seems like it'll be a little more higher profile. The fact that Weta's working on it, and they're already doing like international marketing. I'm sure a little friend of ours, Danny, will definitely work on the publications and the promotion for the international market. If I had to guess,
I have a feeling I know who that might be. Yes.
So I think this could end up being very well. But like I said, I'm just airing the caution that it could turn out to be awful. But with Weta being involved and whatnot, this very well could be a very exciting movie. And at least speaking for me, I think it's great that we're seeing other countries do stuff. I mean, Norway just did Troll, their second giant monster movie. I feel like that's a little less giant monster, a little more mythology, but it still counts. It's still in our genre.
It still counts. It still counts.
Thailand has been doing like The Lake and The Beast Below, and The 100, I believe, is the title of the Centipede movie. You have, now you have Taniwa. You had the Bunyip movie that I can't remember the title for the life of me. I think stuff like that's cool. Canada just had another kaiju movie not too long ago, Conga TNT. That's only one of
Attack of the Angry Moose or something. It wasn't like that.
That's the sequel. Moose TNT.
Oh, okay. Moose TNT. Okay.
Moose Plastique. They're just gonna.
It's Moose TNT, eh?
Oh, it's like Moose TNT, eh? There you go. That's it. We've offended everyone now. It's okay.
So at least on my end, like, I'm excited for this. I'm always welcoming more countries developing genres of giant monster movies. I don't know about a movie called Ragnarok, so I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know. I've never heard of that one before. But no, I'm always down for stuff like this.
Not the Thor Ragnarok. It's a totally different movie.
Yeah. So, at least for me, I'm excited. Anybody else wanna share their thoughts?
All I'll say is,
you go ahead. We don't have. Sorry, Danny. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you and overstep you. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say that felt weirdly passive aggressive. I'm sorry. I'm teasing you. All I was gonna say was that it's just to echo Elijah's sentiment. It's always fascinating to see other countries outside of the usual suspects when it comes to giant monsters, kaiju stuff, try their hand at the genre. America's been doing giant monsters forever. We're pretty familiar with those. Obviously, no one's going to touch Japan. And, South Korea's got a great output, and North Korea has one very infamous one. And, outside of that, you start getting into weird things like Denmark and Thailand, and now
Taiwan,
Hong Kong specific, like it's weird stuff. But the idea of one from New Zealand is interesting because Australia and New Zealand is just full of fascinating giant things, both in mythology and in real life that want you dead. That's just how it works out there. But it's it's been interesting seeing Norway get in on the action. I thought Troll was really great on Netflix. I really enjoyed that. And I know Travis mentioned Ragnarok, which is about it's either a dragon or a serpent. I don't remember which.
It's a giant snake, he says.
Giant snake? Yeah, it's literally right on the screen. Duh. Okay.
It's very popular in Norway, according to Travis.
I had it in my hand at Walmart about a year ago, and I did not purchase it.
It's available. Hang on.
Yep, it's out. You can get it on disc. You can get it on, I don't know who
Ragnarok.
It's just called Ragnarok.
Our friend Helmy did mention one from what is it? Where's it at?
Singapore.
He did mention Singapore, right? Singapore called Circle Line. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
This is new to me.
Let's do a quick Google search on the fly.
And let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got Kim coming in with the best song ever written in the history of life. I must agree.
All right. Every country has a monster. They're afraid of their. I don't know what this is.
Every country has a monster they're afraid of in the nation. Every monster, come on, everyone, has a country. Oh, a station they can call their own. Yeah, sing it with me. Just me? Okay, never mind. All right, I'm going back to being quiet. It's okay.
I'm trying to find Ragnarok. What?
I found the one that I just found the one that Helmy's talking about, which looks really interesting.
Circle line. I'm looking this up while my blushing subsides.
Right. No, it's fine. It's fine. You did okay. You
Thank
did
you.
okay. If I could give you like a virtual like pat on the head, I would do that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Circle line. Why have friends when let's see. Circle line.
No, I'm not a fan of MST3K. I don't find it funny.
I know you don't. That's why I was messing with you. Circle line. This
Confused.
This is
Danny, you need to help me find Ragnarok. Wait, is it this movie? Did Magnet release it?
that sounds right. That sounds right.
It's true.
All legends have their origins.
Yeah, it's got like kind of. I'm remembering like gold. Like the font is kind of gold. If I'm remembering correctly,
a Norwegian archaeologist who is fascinated by the. Okay,
that's it.
I'm gonna add that to my.
Helmy did mention Singapore has almost a non-existent movie industry, so I'm thinking the budget for Circle Line would be tiny.
I haven't heard of this.
Sense.
I don't think it's been released in the States because it doesn't pop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but all things can. But back to our top story about this New Zealand monster movie. It looks interesting. I hope I can't. We'll talk about it some more in detail when we get like a teaser trailer or poster or something.
Right.
Right now we just got a plot synopsis and that's pretty much it.
And Danny, your thoughts since Michael. Oh wait, no, you did say your thing. Yeah,
I think it's cool. We're getting another one. Yeah, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah,
you're good. Okay. I have jibba.
Well, actually, we should probably acknowledge that we do actually have two top stories. It's more so like a congratulatory thing that we have a top story for. I don't know if you guys have heard about this little like Kickstarter thing called Erica.
It's not ringing a bell.
No, I don't. I mean, I didn't think. I didn't think so. But apparently, it's met like 30% of its goal. Right, so it's like it's almost $4,000 at this point.
I feel like that's closer to 40%.
It's at 35.
Probably.
It's at 35.
What is this? What is this?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Danny, did you magically find info?
I did. It sounds like
Danny. Do you know anything about this?
I don't know. It kind of sounded like Michael. Kind of sounded like you were gonna talk about it. What were you gonna say?
I mean, I don't know. It kind of looks like it just doesn't look very fun at all, guys. I'm sorry. I'm joking. I'm joking. Time of cancellation.
Danny, I think you object. So, Danny, what do you know? What do you think?
I object on the grounds that Kim is working on this and she's in the chat, and y'all need to be nice.
I haven't said. I'm curious.
No. Y'all was directed specifically at Michael.
Oh, good. Okay, because I want you to tell me.
I don't have 13 personalities.
Dan. Oh, you know what? I was getting you confused with that other guy. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay, for real. No more beating around the rose bush here.
Yes,
I'm not
please
proud
tell me
of that
about
joke.
this.
I'm not proud of that joke.
Please,
so,
Michael, quit being a thorn in our sides.
Oh, he is a good bud, though. I have to admit. Yeah, bud, thorn. Yeah.
Kill me.
Really rose to the occasion.
You said the magic word.
Oh my gosh, there it is.
Oh, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. He does have tangential Godzilla associations.
He does.
Yes.
Rest 10? In peace. Yes.
Yeah.
10?
Tangential.
Oh.
He has exactly 10 gential. He has 11 gentials.
Oh boy, I can't. Nope. Say that.
Not happening. Okay, for real. Erica. We got to talk about Erica. So for anyone out there who's watching who does not know what this is yet, time to go to school. So the amazing, the wonderful Kaiju Kim, we all know her, we all love her. She has had this Daikaiju Kimberly Godzilla bookification thingy. Yes, my joke has stuck. Why, yes, Daikaiju Kimberly, you are in fact correct on this. So this is a short film, a short animated fan-produced independent film conceived of by Kim, whopping I'm huge. Whopping two. That's going to be confusing for the audio listeners. Now I'm like I've been blown up and my face is now the size of the screen. I'm going to back up. That's unappealing. So anyway, no, okay, it's fine. So this is a film that she came up with. Oh my gosh, what, like something like 2 years ago now, and this is this animated film is going to retell the events of Godzilla versus Biollante from a unique perspective. It's going to be entirely through the eyes of Erika Shiragami, entirely through the eyes of a character who dies tragically, very young, early in the film, and then 5 years later finds her soul trapped within the rose that will ultimately become Biollante, and she starts to feel the transformation from normal Rose into monster as Godzilla's cells are introduced into her psyche, and she starts to feel violent urges she doesn't understand, and she starts to twist and just be compelled to destroy in her own mind and in her own soul as the body that she's stuck inside of begins to be compelled to do the same things. It's the story again, but it's through her eyes. And if that doesn't sound like the coolest darn thing, I don't know what to tell you, because this is an incredibly, incredibly exciting idea that Kim came up with. Again, she's been working on it for about 2 years, and a couple months ago, she reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in writing the screenplay for the film. And of course, I said yes. And as of August 1st, the Kickstarter has launched, and it's only been a week. It's been less than a week. And I'm blown away. We're at 35% funded already. We have about $3,500 plus dollars for this thing. We're looking to get 10 grand, and we still have like 53 or 54 days left in this campaign, and we're doing very, very well. I am so grateful to all of the Godzilla fans out there who have jumped on board with this thing and have shared it around and have said incredibly encouraging things and are supporting Kim in this because this is really, really cool. And I'm very grateful to be along for the ride. I've been promoting it as best I can. And I'm just absolutely thrilled. That 10 grand is mostly going to go into animation. If anybody's wondering, because this is going to be fully animated. The entire runtime, everything you see will have been drawn and animated. That's the whole thing. Got to pay the artists what they're worth. And the animation
is know approximately what the runtime you guys are aiming for is?
That I'm not entirely sure of off the top of my head.
That's fair.
That's a question for Kim. But yeah. I don't know if that's something she wants to drop in the chat, but Kim, you're welcome to. Backed at day one. Very proud of Kim for making this a reality. Thank you, Travis. I am proud. Absolutely. I am proud of her too. I am proud of her too.
We're all incredibly proud of Kim, and Kim says it's going to be approximately 7 to 8 minutes.
7 to 8 minutes, which is about what I was figuring. You can fit a lot of power and a lot of just like emotional punch into 7 or 8 minutes. This is going to be, I cannot wait for everybody to see what Kim has in store for this story. She's had it in her head for years, and the fact that we're getting there, like if we get this Kickstarter funded, she's going to be able to get it out of her head, and she's going to be able to share it with all of you. Again, the animation is going to be top notch from a great animator. The wonderful Alyssa Charpentier is voicing Erika. She is the best and only choice for the role, which is what I thought. And obviously Kim thinks the same thing. That's why she hired her. So we're chugging along. We're about a week in, and it's looking good. It's looking good. And if we hit the 10, I like, that's not like, at that point you can like it's back it, because you're guaranteed to get the stuff right once we hit the 10, and that extra money is just going to go into making the film better. It's going to go into making animation more solid. It's going to give Kim more time and resources to get this thing edited and like all this stuff, just to make it as amazing as it can be. Right now, considering how amazing this thing is going, we are currently tossing around some ideas for other things we can do to help promote it, maybe some other reward stretch goal things, but that's going to entirely depend on when we hit the 10 grand.
Rose plushie. You know,
live workshopping here. I was going to suggest this to Kim as like a gag, and now I'm starting to think it'd be funny. What if in every package we put like a packet of rose seeds? Like we just go to Lowe's and get like rose seeds and mail them out. Like
or
a
everyone
Biollante.
everyone gets a
starter kit.
Valentine's Day card that says "Kiss you guys."
Yes. Could you design that for us, Michael?
I could, totally could.
Yeah,
for
design that for us. I'm in. A rose plushie. That would be amazing. I don't have any ins with people that manufacture. We'd have to be careful. That's a licensed character. We couldn't actually. All kidding aside, we couldn't sell a Biollante plush because we don't own Biollante. It is also worth noting that we're not making any dough off of this film. Kim is making this entirely as a passion project. All the resources we get are going to go into making it and then putting it up for fans to watch for free. We legally cannot like put it on disc or sell it or make any kind of profit off of it, nor would we. It's Toho's copyright, and we're a little scared of them, but we also we respect the copyright, so we're not gonna do anything duplicitous. But in a perfect world, if we were like working with Toho on this and we could legally sell a plushie, a Biollante plushie would be chef's kiss. Absolutely. That would be amazing. I would absolutely get that. So yes, I'll wrap up my Erica ramblings here by saying that if you're listening live or listening later on YouTube or on like the audio of the podcast, if you're able to donate, and this sounds like something you want to throw some money at, we would deeply appreciate it. The lowest tier is $10, but you can actually custom tier. You can actually, well, not custom tier, but custom amount if you want to. So if you want to if you want to give $1, that's fine. That's totally fine. If you're not able to contribute, that is also okay. But sharing the link around does just as much good. Like the more people that see it, the more we can get this in front of eyeballs and make it more possible that this thing is gonna take off. And again, we're at $3,564 right now, trying to get to 10 grand. And we have about 54 days left to do it. And with your help, we will do it. And then Kim can make a movie for you. So there you go.
Helmy does have a good point. It's just a rose plant plushie, nothing to do with Biollante.
Man, I tell you what, in a perfect world, you are 100% right. But I don't know if Toho's lawyers would agree. They would yes to everything, but the plushie, unless you know plushie people. I wish I knew plushie people. I mean, there might be a couple people I could talk to, maybe, but I don't. But it's a moot point because I'm not going to get the C and D letter, Kim. You would get it, and I don't want to do that to you. So,
oh, hang on. Breaking news in my ear right now. Kim is telling me that I will be voicing the Seradian agent in this short film.
Wow. What kind of invisible earpiece are you using? You can tell me later. That's huge news. That's huge news.
From the Queen's mouth to my ears.
Wow. Kim, I couldn't have picked a better agent. Really, truly, it's perfect casting.
It's very typecasting for sure. But no,
when I think a Middle Eastern sniper who steals things, the first person I think of, Michael Hamilton. First person,
exactly,
because of all the people, because of like all of the bio weaponry he has smuggled over the years.
Yes.
Yeah, it really does.
I have the perfect Seradian agent accent, I think.
Well, kiss you guys.
Well, kiss you guys.
Kiss you guys. Oh my gosh. There you go. Oh man. Oscar in the chat has name dropped Titanic Creations. That was one of the names I was thinking of.
They would know how to get it done.
Yeah. That's one of the names I was thinking of. Right off camera. Over there is my Gorgo plushie, and it's really beautifully made.
Same.
But I will say that we have tentative plans to make something for backers for this, but it's not locked in yet. We need to figure out some specifics. But it's not going to be a plush, unfortunately, but we are planning to make something for backers, a physical, cool thing. But we'll have to see how the campaign goes before we can commit to actually producing it for people. Yes. You wait a minute. You mean Michael was lying? That doesn't track.
I don't think she's talking about this. I don't think
Oh,
she's talking about
something
that
different.
At all.
Okay.
No. It's something totally unrelated to what we're talking about.
Fair enough.
I'm still going to be the Seradian agent. I think.
Oh man. So yeah, I would say I think I've bloviated enough on this one, but
and it's gonna be I will sum it up by saying it's a great project. You will be hearing us talk about it a lot.
I will not shut
up. For the next 54 days. You will hear all of us at Kaiju Ramen, Kaiju Weekly, Monsters with Attitude, all the places that we're all kind of roaming around causing chaos. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be pushing it. Hopefully we'll get to do something very special for you guys to help take you guys over that hump. Because I know you guys are going to have probably a media push coming up very soon where you're going to be pushing.
Yes, we have things in mind. We have a couple people that we've talked to that who will be helping us get the word out a little bit. Some of those things have already transpired. Some of them will be transpiring here soon. We've got some streams coming up. We're going to try to do interviews, discussions with people. And I'm not going to shut up about it on social media. I'm going to keep going. One thing I will say, actually, I will drop this, is that within the next week or two, I am planning on publishing the script for the teaser trailer to the Godzilla Novelization Project website as like a blog or like in like short story form. I'm not going to make it prose or anything, but it's basically going to be the script that I wrote, just posted for fun. And there are some lines in the script that didn't make it into the final cut of the trailer, so there are some deleted parts. If you want to see what that script looked like that Alyssa performed when she was doing Erica's voice. So that's going to be going up. I'll share that around, try to get some more eyes on the project. Cause I don't know. It seems like a fun thing. It seems like a fun thing to do. So I'll do that. Other than that, story developing, we'll report back with new updates, news at 11.
Sure. Absolutely. Oh, and to answer your question, Gamera Synth, Nathan is not here because we killed him. So there we go. Actually, no, if he's still listening, I know he's still listening. I know Nathan's still listening. Hi, Nathan. Nathan is currently at Gen Con right now. He's tabling at Gen Con, so he just couldn't make it. So
he is currently engaging in shameless self-promotion. Selling his we tease. He is killing it right now at Gen Con selling his books.
He absolutely is.
He's killing it right now. He's doing great.
He is.
So
he's doing fantastic.
He is with us. He and his hats are with us in spirit.
We can't forget the bandana.
No, his hats and his Bandit Keith bandana. Of course. For both of the Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there.
Absolutely. And all right. Well, oh man. Anyway, so we got to move on. We got to move on to movies and TV, and I'm going to pass this over to our good friend Elijah Thomas for movies and TV.
What's his name? Brick Slappy? I don't remember his name.
Who's Elijah Thomas? My name's Brick Tamlin.
Brick Tamlin.
Welcome back to the movies and television section of this lovely newscast. Hi, Michael. Anyways, yes, for the news today, we are going to have Shin Ultraman will be receiving a second replacement disc program. Little Shop of Horrors 1960 comes to Blu-ray. Media Blasters announces U.S. release of Ninja vs. Shark. Midnight the Era continues to promote the production of the film with behind-the-scenes images and footage. The Meg 2, The Trench, releases to theaters around the globe. Kaiju number 8, an upcoming kaiju anime manga adaptation, has released its second trailer. The anime is set to release April of 2024. Million is to be releasing the Neon Genesis Evangelion soundtrack to 140-gram vinyl. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.11 Thrice Upon a Time is coming to physical from G-Kids October 17th, 2023. Godzilla 1998 is receiving a new 4K steelbook for the 25th anniversary. Toho continues with the Godzilla 4K rollout with 3 cover reveals. As for YouTube releases, Godzilla Island Episode 44, Give Our Natural Splendor Back, And Ultraman Blazer Episode 5, The Mountains Roar, came out. Volt V Legacy continues with episodes 61 through 65. And that is our news for this week.
Thanks, Brick.
Thank you, Brick.
And now on to local traffic.
All right, so Danny, let's start with you. Which one of these stories do we want to dig into?
I'm gonna talk a little bit about Little Shop of Horrors, you guys.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Little Shop of Terror, Little Shop.
You'll be a dentist.
Okay.
This is not
That's
that
the
version,
only musical that I actually like.
It's so good.
It's the only one that I'll actually watch.
So
I mean, same here.
For the people out there who we may have just confused, the Blu-ray that's coming out is not for the musical. It is for the original.
Yes.
It is for the original Roger Corman film, which was infamously shot in the can in like a day in a pinch. Well, it took 1 day to shoot and then a day to edit, right? So they shot it. They shot it in a day, and then they edited it and had it mostly in the can after 2 days. Because Roger Corman was like, "Yeah, I could totally do that. Watch me."
Well, it was because didn't he had leased out a studio, and he had 2 days left on his lease.
Yep.
And he didn't want to waste the money, so he was like, "Let's do a movie.
Let's do it." It's the same reason The Terror happened, because he had the Raven set left over.
It's funny you mentioned The Terror.
It is.
So, Danny, do you want to explain why it's funny you mentioned The Terror?
Because
the Terror from space?
The Terror from beyond space.
Galaxy of Terror?
The Terror, yeah. Terror from Beyond the Stars, Terror of Mechagodzilla. So the Terror is it's on the disc, right? Is it a co-feature on the disc?
Yes. So The Terror is the main line, and Little Shop has unfortunately been put as the bonus side.
Oh, it's the other way around. Okay,
Yes.
I thought it was the other way around. Okay, so this is good because I'm a fan of both of these films. So, The Terror, for anybody who might not know what that is a truly
it's a haunted house.
It is. I don't know how to describe the thing about The Terror is that nobody knows how to describe it because it is an incomprehensible but fascinating film. It's another one of those movies where Corman had the set and Boris Karloff for an extra 2 days, and he said, "Just film Karloff walking around this castle and we'll make a plot out of it later." And then he got Jack Nicholson in to act in a bunch of scenes, and then he got a couple of other actors to act in some scenes, and he did a couple of scenes with him with Boris Karloff, and then Francis Ford Coppola came in and did some extra work on it, of all people, before he became this was Francis Ford Coppola before he was Francis Ford Coppola, and it was Jack Nicholson before he was Jack Nicholson. So the end result is a film that has about 9,000 plot lines and about 3,000 like plot twists, and they all contradict each other. The Terror, it is figure outable, but it is such an indecipherable mess of a movie that it's one of the more infamous Roger Corman films, and that's saying something. I love The Terror. It is so bizarre and surreal and just like it's such a mess. I love that film so much. So it's in the public domain, so I'm glad that it is getting a release, but I'm also equally glad that Little Shop is getting upscaled and that it's getting a release. It's also a public domain film, and one of the downsides to being in the public domain is that nobody takes care of the prints. But this year we're also getting Giant Gila Monster on Blu-ray. We've talked about that in a previous episode, and that's another public domain film that's been messed. It's people haven't taken very good care of that one either. But
and it's worthy to note that these are being released by the same people.
That's true. It's being released by the same people. So someone out there is taking care of us. Little Shop, the original Little Shop, is a really charming, just somewhat disturbing, like black comedy horror monster picture. It's also very short. It's only a little over an hour. So if you want to, you can watch it on YouTube, honestly. But I would recommend getting it on this disc because it's going to look good. The one that's on YouTube all those versions look like garbage because they are garbage, but the movie itself is
pretty intelligently put together. It's very resourceful. Welcome to Roger Corman. It's got some great performances. The plant is funny. It does not sing. There is no singing. But it follows the same basic outline if you're familiar with the Broadway play and or the Frank Oz film version that everybody knows. Except Elijah, he's never seen it.
Nope, never. I have
No.
never watched Little Shop of Horrors.
It's not like it's one of your favorite
You actually
movies.
need to.
It's really not like you've actually worked on stage with the production of it before or anything.
Yeah, it's
like
not
that.
like I had that on repeat for about 3 months every time I went home.
I'm gonna steal a line from a good friend of ours who shall remain nameless and say, "You poor, uncultured child."
You know I have watched it, right, Michael?
Yes, I know. You have to have watched it. Like knowing you and knowing how detail oriented you are, you probably watched that film 20 times before you even started production.
No. So what I did is I didn't move the Blu-ray out of my player for the entire production when I came on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Production manager. I went home and would watch like the theatrical cut and then the director's cut and then the commentary. And I would just do that every day. And I would take notes on everything. And then I would go and tell my actors what I wanted them to do. And then I became the assistant director on the production. So,
So
for sure.
you could recite that whole movie.
Yes, no. At one point, I was playing every character to help my actors know their lines. And I like developed like
an intimate working knowledge of that film.
Yes. And like I had accents for Audrey and I like got Audrey down.
Audrey.
Yes.
Audrey.
I haven't done it in so long. Let's see here. Hang on.
It's already good.
Sorry, Seymour.
It's been so long.
Seymour.
I know, right?
I'm so sorry. You're such a sweet man, Seymour.
God, I'd have to go back.
Oscar Solis, you have in all seriousness, we're joking around, but you need to go watch Little Shop of Horrors. It's actually
highly recommended.
Highly recommended. It's incredibly entertaining.
And you will enjoy all 3,000 leaves that they used on the Audrey 2 puppets.
Every single one. You will enjoy all of them. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I worked on Fiddler on the Roof. I worked on Fiddler on the Roof too.
If I were a leechman.
If I were a leechman to life l'chaim. Yes, I worked on that in high school. I was not in it. I was a prop guy. So when I say I worked on it, I mean I handed people their yarmulkes. I didn't really do much else.
Do we all have a theater background? Because
I don't have a theater background. Do not say I have a theater background.
No, I did prop crew for one show. I don't know if that counts as having a theater background.
I was an actor in a play called Silky, which was supposed to be an adaptation of the original story for The Little Mermaid, not the Disney version that everyone
I should
loves.
I should one day do a video. I have a binder, and in that binder is quite literally all of the production notes, everything I did for Little Shop. I should get that out one day and show off that.
Before we move on, we have to say hello to our good friend Grattan. He says you guys need to do a late night stream so that the West Coast guys like Grattan Conwell and Giant Monster of Giant Monster BS fame can join, for instance. So that's a very specific suggestion, Mr. He's Passed.
If that is your real name.
If that is your real name, we will take that into deep consideration.
Yes, we're considering it right now. This is our consideration phase. Yeah.
Kim says I ran the audio for a talent show in college once.
That's
nice.
More experience than I have.
That counts. You too have theater experience in theater.
Theater guy.
Yes. I was a prop guy as well.
There we go.
Hey, there we go.
Yes.
It all counts. It all comes full circle.
I was in the back, and I also brought props to. I did supplied props to the show. One of my favorite memories is that I had I don't remember even how this came into be in my home, but I had a baby doll, and we needed a baby, like because Tevye needed a grandson in a little carriage, and so they wrapped him up in a little blanket, and they were like, "Anybody got a baby doll?" And I'm like, "Actually, there's one in my home that I can use." So I went and I grabbed this thing. Problem was, it was
not
old.
creepy at all.
It was old as heck, and it no, it's gonna get worse. It was old as heck, and it was missing an arm. Like it was a broken doll. It was missing an arm. So I walked into school with this doll, and I'm like, okay, here's the good news. I got Tevye's grandchild. The bad news is he's not quite all there.
Injured in the war.
He's not all there. He's not all there.
He's literally not all there. It was
literally not all there. Right.
He took a mind blast. So he's. It was uncomfortable, but they were like, it's okay, we'll deal. So they just wrapped him up in blankets and you couldn't tell. But yes, Tevye secretly had a one-armed baby in that production.
So Danny, I gotta ask.
It's so bad.
As one of the prop people, did you put them back in their proper places on the table?
Of course I did.
Okay, good. I wouldn't have hated you.
Actually, what I did was half the time I would grab the props off the table myself, and I would stand off camera, and the actors would come right to me.
Good.
Stand, and they
That's
wouldn't
what
have.
They're supposed to do.
Yeah,
that's what they're supposed to
do. No, this baby doll looked suspiciously real. Like it had like a very real sculpt. It wasn't like a.
Oh, it was one of those creepy ones. Then okay,
no, this thing.
Yeah.
This thing. When I didn't look at it, its head would turn around. Like I swear.
Oh,
like
well, that's that's very unsettling.
No, it was bad. It was not a Cabbage Patch. I apparently that was okay to have in my home, but Cabbage Patch Kids were a bridge too far. I don't know what was going on with my parents, but
I feel like there are way weirder things in your home than that, Danny.
Right as of right now, you can literally see a dinosaur over my shoulder.
Are we sure that's a dinosaur?
I'm sure it's. Oh God! Listen, it's a very one-armed baby or King Ghidorah squeaky hammer. What's weird?
It's a very fleshy dinosaur. Is all
I haven't painted him yet. I knew it was a mistake to sculpt it in flesh colors. I knew it was a mistake. Should have used a different color. That's the color of the clay. It's so funny.
Okay, all right. So we gotta keep moving.
So Michael, what would you pick?
I'm gonna go next. I was gonna go next anyway. Sorry to cut you off.
Good.
I didn't mean to be rude and cut you off. So I'm gonna pick one, and I think it's only appropriate that I pick probably the one Blu-ray that everyone is talking about. Like we just got to get it out of the way.
Okay, thank God.
We just got to get it out of the way. I'm talking about. We have to talk about Ninja versus Shark, guys. Like Ninja.
Are you going to talk about that?
Like Ninja versus Shark. I want to talk about Ninja.
Okay, sweet.
I do. I want to talk about
Ninja. There's two things I want to cover on this, and that was one of them. Thank God.
You thought I was going to say that Cleopatra thing.
Well, that was the other one I was hoping you were going to pick.
He was worried about Evangelion. He was worried about
So you picked both of them.
Okay. Okay.
You were fine either way, though I was nervous you were going to talk
I'm tired of talking about the Cleopatra disc.
I'm exhausted by it.
I'm exhausted by it. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it. That one's off limits tonight. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh God.
Pick something else.
Fine. I'll pick something else. Talk about Ninja versus Shark.
All right.
And ask me questions because you're not going to
So anyone who loves, like, I have a very weird relationship with my movies. Sometimes I like very serious artsy movies like Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is a beautiful movie, but I also like schlocky garbage sometimes.
Well, you like Godzilla versus Kong, so that's obvious.
Wow, sir. I also like Galaxy of Terror. I thought that was an entertaining film. And
I bet that's even
Rat's Night of Terror. That's the other one I was trying to think of.
Rat's Night of Terror. Yes.
Specifically the sleeping bag scene. If anyone's ever watched Rat's Night of Terror, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The sleeping bag scene. If you haven't, go watch it. It's totally worth it. I promise. I swear. I'm not joking. It's totally worth your 90 minutes or something.
Watch to the end. It has the best ending of any movie ever made.
It has the best ending of any movie.
It really. I can't. It's really nothing we could say could prepare you for it, and we don't want to. I don't spoil it.
Rat's Night of Terror. It's on YouTube. Just watch it. It's fantastic. But I have a weird relationship. I appreciate the serious stuff, the artsy stuff, the stuff that actually is good. And I also I also like to get drunk and watch terrible movies sometimes. I mean, that's just kind of the reality of the situation. And Ninja versus Shark sounds like a terrible movie. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Elijah, what do we know about Ninja versus Shark?
Well, so this is actually a huge thing for Media Blasters. Believe it or not, this is actually really big. So first of all, Media Blasters is also a production company that works on their own films and does English dubs. They do in-house English dubs.
Surprisingly, it is not an Asylum film.
It is not. So this will be receiving an English dub. Media Blasters will be translating it. They will also be releasing it to Blu-ray, which you will be able to purchase from Right Stuff Anime, Amazon, the Media Blasters storefront, which is where I'm going to recommend anybody go to purchase Media Blaster titles, is through them directly, so they can make the most money and you can get it for the best prices. Beyond that, it was also revealed that Media Blasters got this title because they have signed a new deal, first look deal, at acquiring and distributing Yabai Japanese film studio movies. Yabai is a brand new studio that produces, you can actually find them on YouTube. They've done a lot of stuff on YouTube, some like 45, 30 minute, 40 minute, 50 minute movies. Yabai wants to primarily create insane and crazy films. And what's interesting about this is actually not the first time that we've seen something like this. Yes. So real quick, for anybody who's like, Media Blasters, I thought they were dead. They basically were. After 2016, there were some tax problems with the company, and it basically went into this like dormant stage until 2019. In 2019, John, the guy who runs Media Blasters, started the company back up. They re-released a ton of titles they still had rights to, like Death Kappa, 009, the end, the beginning of the end, Death Kappa, Gap of the Triphibian Monster, Tokyo Gore Police, Machine Girl, all that good stuff. And they've been acquiring new titles. They will be handling Tokyo, the Last Megapolis, and the sequel Tokyo, the Last Megapolis, or the Last War. The Last Megapolis and the Last War, I think, are the titles of that duology. They have been very active. They're also handling a Kamen Rider release, which is slated for a October release that will include Kamen Rider Shin Prologue, Kamen Rider J, Kamen Rider Zeo, Kamen Rider World, Kamen Rider the First, and Kamen Rider the Next. But Media Blasters signed this deal with Yabai. And what Yabai is basically the Sushi Typhoon of the new era of Japanese content that's coming into America. And for anybody that's like, Sushi Typhoon, what's that? So I'm going to kind of lump a lot of these movies in because it's not just Sushi Typhoon. That's a sub company, a subsidiary of Nikatsu Studios. But Nikatsu
Sushi Typhoon would make a great restaurant name, by the way.
It would. But more so than that, there's other movies like Death Kappa, the Machine Girl duology, Tokyo Gore Police. They're all extreme movies or absurd movies. It's the idea of making of going as far as you can with something, whether that be horror, action, gore, or comedy. Stuff like Death Kappa is a parody of the genre. I just recently watched one called Hell Driver, which is basically this meteorite lands in this crazy human being, like literally lands inside of her body, and she grows Twizzler horns and then spouts out this ash that covers half of Japan, and it turns everybody who is in that part of Japan into zombies. And then her daughter, whose heart she rips out and puts into herself, becomes a cyborg who has to fight and kill all the zombies. And there's like this whole political debate on whether zombies are humans or not. and whatnot. It's insane. Like, I don't even know if I did it justice describing that movie. But it's they're really insane movies. They're really crazy. But it's fun and stuff like Ninja. There was one called Alien versus Ninja, where aliens and ninjas fought. I actually just bought the Blu-ray, and I'll be watching that soon. So this is basically the same thing, except it's a ninja fighting a shark, which I'm all for. Like, honestly, I'm very excited for this. And this contract, this deal could open up. Media Blasters has done co-productions. They co-produced Death Kappa. So we could very well see a Yabai Japan Film Studio production of a kaiju movie in the very near future. This opens up the doors a lot, which I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. It will not be for the faint of heart. But it's going to be fun and it's going to be exciting. So that's my hype train. Join the Media Blasters hype train.
Hype train derailed. News at 11.
Danny, before we move on to another topic in this section, any thoughts on Ninja versus Shark?
Pizza
that you're eating.
The movie looks good. It looks like a fun, ridiculous, insane time. I have not seen a lot of these movies, just because they're like they tread the line with being just a little too insane for my brain to wrap around.
You should watch. I'll tell you what. You should watch Machine Girl. I think
you know what? I would watch Machine Girl. I have not seen
not the sequel. I think the sequel would get Machine Girl, Robo Geisha, and Yakuza Apocalypse. That's a Miike one. Miike kind of. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
I keep forgetting about how great that title is, though, and every time I hear it, it just makes me Yakuza Apocalypse.
And if you want to see Taksaguchi go crazy, watch Yakuza Weapon.
Okay, that I would watch that.
He actually directed that one.
Yes, but Ninja versus Shark, I've seen I saw the trailer when it was announced, and it looked just completely insane and ridiculous and violent, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch this. I'll check this out. So I'm definitely going to see it when I'm going to get the Blu-ray for this one. And it'll probably lead to me doing more of a deep dive into these movies.
If you need help, let me know.
No, you are the man I will talk to, because you just schooled me on a lot of stuff I did not know.
This sounds like the type of film that would fall into the category of something that Danny and I want to work on, but I don't know if we're going to have time to.
Yes, I would.
Now,
say
I will say this. I should probably reel myself in real quick and say this. I can only watch one of these movies every few weeks. Like I cannot watch these like one right after the other. It gets a little crazy.
But yeah,
tiny bite-sized pieces of this genre.
I'll definitely watch it. And also for because it's gonna come up again. I have Pizza Hut stuffed crust.
So okay, I still going to Helmy's message. I still haven't watched Tokyo Gore Police. I've only watched the original, which is called Itomiya Extinction, which was released by a little indie title company here in the States called Error 4444, which is actually really good. It's a lot like Shinya Tsukamoto's earlier films like Tetsuo the Iron Man. So I do want to watch Tokyo Gore Police.
Peak cinema.
I just took over the stream to talk about amazing, crazy stuff. Yes, Error 4444. They've done Itomiya Extinction. That was their first release. They did the Funky Forest, First Contact, the Warped Forest. They also did. They've done, I think, three Hong Kong movies. And they do great stuff. Like you said, homie, they do amazing stuff, and they have the license for a Taiwanese kaiju movie called Thrilling Bloody Sword, which I know Danny and I have talked about briefly.
Mm-hmm. And waiting for that to actually happen, because I want it to come out because I'm going to purchase
Elijah, what? I know we spent a little while talking on Ninja versus Shark, which was one of yours. If we didn't get to, what's another one?
Well,
And
I
don't
was
say
going to bring up
Cleopatra.
Shin Ultraman because I was
No.
excited, but I have been stream blocked from doing that.
You've been blackballed. I know.
So now I got to come up with something else because I really don't want to talk about the Meg or anything animated. God, you left me with nothing.
Kaiju number 8. Just talk about Kaiju number 8.
I don't want to talk. I know nothing of Kaiju number 8. I'm gonna pick
Okay,
something
talk
else.
about.
I'm gonna hang on. Give me a second.
That was 1
Michael.
second. Your time is up.
Okay, we're gonna
Talk about.
I'm going.
Godzilla 98.
I'm going to talk about the 4K for not the bad Godzilla movie. I'm going to talk about Toho continuing with the Godzilla 4K rollout in Japan with 3 more announcements.
Which, if you buy all 7, I did the math yesterday.
I want to hear
all
this.
7, it's after tax and shipping, it's like $500.
Yes. So, okay, I will say this. I will not purchase any of these. I will not be purchasing any of these, and that's because these are insane. Like the cost of these. I do. Whenever I have a problem,
I don't know anything about this movie. Gosh, you guys. Let's talk about Disney.
You guys.
There it is. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Copyright strike.
So Toho. So okay, first of all, in Japan, Blu-rays and 4Ks are still very, very new to the market. They're considered more of a collector's item than anything else. So
that's why they're so stinking expensive.
Yes. So yeah, to buy these is basically the amount of buying like
70.
4 Criterion Godzilla box sets.
They're
Which
about
is still
$70 USD a piece.
Which is, I mean, buying 4 for $500 is still overpriced for that thing. But I digress.
Ooh, yeah.
But no. So
all
Toho,
7 is 500. All 7
right,
is 500.
right, and you can buy all 15 4 times over, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress. So yeah, no. Anyway, so they're a little expensive, but Toho is releasing some Godzilla movies. They released King Kong versus Godzilla, I want to say 2 years ago in a deluxe box set and a standard release of the 4K transfer of that. They announced last week, I believe it was, Godzilla 54 and Mothra versus Godzilla, and we covered those, if I remember correctly, if my memory serves me right.
We did.
And so this week we got the cover reveals for Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Invasion of Astro Monster, and Destroy All Monsters, the 3 Ghidorah movies of the 1960s. Now, they look a little funky, but that's because these are all like promotional images that have been colored. That's why they look a little funky. All the
they look a little weird, yeah.
But I do, if you guys want me to, I can kind of go through and explain some of the details for these releases.
Give us the 50,000 foot view.
Okay, so first, all 3 of these are slated for November 22nd of 2023. It is region free, so you could play these on US players. But the kicker is there will be nothing English about this release. There will be no English subtitles or anything.
Nope.
To go through, I'm just going to give a brief rundown. So for Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, it does have the 4K transfer, and then it also includes as some bonus features the Champion Festival version of Ghidorah, a audio commentary by Akihiko Wakabayashi, trailers, unused effects footage, stills, galleries, behind the scenes 8mm film, 8mm film cuts of the movie. That's for Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. For Astro Monster, it has the 4K transfer, and then the Champion Festival as well for that. Trailers, unused effects footage, Yoshio Tsuchiya audio commentary, still gallery, the allure of the special effects miniatures of the film, in movie newspapers, 8mm version of the film, picture book and whatnot. For Destroy All Monsters, you have the 4K transfer, and then you also have the Champion Festival version, Operation Godzilla Blitzkrieg, which sounds so cool, that title.
Blitzkrieg? Blitzkrieg?
Blitzkrieg.
Okay. As I heard a word I didn't recognize. I was like, what is that?
It also features 8mm footage of behind the scenes, trailers, unused effects footage, assistant director Seiji Tanai audio commentary, Akihiko Kobayashi, The Raid of Godzilla and Company. I don't know what that is. It's probably a bonus feature. The art world of Yasuyuki
Inoue.
Mm-hmm. And then it also has 8mm plus flexi disc shorts, Manda the Colossal Dragon, Monster Olympics, and All Monsters Assemble. It also has picture books, and then that's it. That's kind of the rundown of those releases. We still have yet to see the release of Hedera and Biolante get revealed. I'm gonna guess we're gonna see those next week, and we're gonna get December releases for those. But these are pretty cool. It's nice. We got the announcement that Toho wasn't going to be putting these out on disc about a year ago, and to see that they're doing this, some people think it's just to throw them out there to make a quick buck. Some people say that it's for promotional for -1, and some people are just saying that Toho's seeing if there's a market for these, and if there is, to continue with the 4K transfers that they're doing.
You say that, Gamera Sith. How am I going to say this without being weird about it?
I mean, I could just say it.
You say that, but there will probably be other places to get the subtitled versions later.
Or you could just hold out and wait for Criterion to do the Godzilla Classic Toho era. I think they will. I think they will.
No, I don't think they will.
I think they will. I mean, we're already seeing Criterion pick up rights to all of the classic Toho Kaiju movies and the Heisei films.
But you two know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I'm reflecting that and saying wait for the official release, because the official release will help make more content and it will be official.
Yeah, but the other way is going to be a little cheaper. So
sometimes you gotta put a little extra cash out there to get the better stuff.
Anyway, moving on. Any other thoughts, feelings, musings towards these 4K releases?
I'm just happy that they're coming out at all. I mean, I don't particularly care if they're to make a quick buck, if they're testing the waters, if they're just promotion for Godzilla -1. We live in a world where a couple of weeks ago, Disney announced that they will no longer be producing or distributing physical media in Australia.
But there's a kicker to that.
There is a kicker.
Or do you want to say it, or do you want me to say it?
You say it, because I might be thinking of a different kicker. I don't want to speak out of turn.
So while yes, Disney did announce that, but Disney also announced a few months ago that they were going to start prioritizing licenses. They were going to start prioritizing companies going and licensing from them the content to distribute it, much like Criterion or Arrow. They signed a deal with Mill Creek. Mill Creek is going to be handling a ton of Disney licenses.
That's true. So if I'm kind of hoping that Australian specific companies like Madman might make deals with Disney to distribute their films, but as of right now, every Disney disc that is coded for Australia, or not coded but sent to Australia, they're all out of print now. The last one on the docket was Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's 3 fingers. There we go. I know how to count. And so as of that one, yeah, Disney is done making their own, which means that if more are going to come, they're going to have to come through third-party sellers. The Arrow videos and the Shout Factories and the Mill Creeks of the world are going to have to pick up the slack, and Disney is basically using Australia to test the waters for no longer producing their own in-house home video library. And that's spooky. Like that's big. Because Disney's a trendsetter. If Disney does that, then other companies are going to start. I know, Helmy. I know it sucks. I'm sorry. I was so sorry for everyone in Australia when I saw that.
Scoop them up now as quickly as you can.
Go buy things now. I know that there are some really reliable home video distributors, like stores and places like that in Australia that have good relationships with.
I just realized it also includes Fox titles.
It does include Fox titles, so you won't be able to get.
I've been collecting all of the classics that I grew up with, so I can have them. So someday if I have kids, I can show them to my kids, and I don't have to get freaking Disney Plus to do it. Like
that's
Sword
where
in
I'm
the
at.
Stone, Aristocats, those films, like those classic, those good ones, like the ones we grew up with. I've been scooping up those as I can or as I find them on like Amazon or places, just so I can have them.
I've been getting them used from a local store. I can go in and get the DVDs or Blu-rays for, $2, $5. And I got to make sure they're, because nowadays I'm worried that they're like this, they might put out the censored versions where it's like, well, we can't have Lilo hiding inside of a washing machine. Right. She's got to be hiding in a pizza box.
Right.
So I try to get the original versions when I can, but most of those are streaming. They're locked into streaming anyway. But anyway, the purpose of my story here is that supporting physical media and supporting the art that you love and by owning a copy of it is more important now than it's ever been. So these are releases I'm not gonna get. I mean, they're too dang expensive for me. If they find their way over here in an official capacity or otherwise, then maybe they'll end up in my collection in 4K. I don't know. But again, right now it's not like I don't own 19 copies of Monster Zero. It's fine.
I think I'm up to 4.
Yeah,
I mean 4 copies of Monster Zero now.
I mean, yeah, I've got a couple Blu-rays, a couple DVDs, a few official ones, a few unofficial ones, about 1,000.
You got your VHS collection.
Yeah. I've got a lot. So this is not gonna, like, upgrading to the better picture quality is the only thing that would really tempt me. That, and if those anything was subtitled, I would love to hear a Yoshio Tsuchiya commentary on Monster Zero. Are you kidding? That's amazing. Akiko Wakabayashi doing a Ghidorah oh my gosh. And I've seen commentary, like some of the early Media Blasters DVDs had some of the Japanese commentaries on them, and they subbed them and it was fine. So having the subtitles for the film playing and having the subs for the commentary going it sounds like it might be like a distracting nightmare, but I promise it's not. It works. I'd love to see those get ported over. As of right now, these releases are not for me because they are prohibitively expensive, and I wouldn't be able to get as much out of them as I would if they had subs, unfortunately. But I'm happy they're coming out, and I hope people pick them up. I hope that they're supported.
Speaking of all that, I know I picked one, but this is something that's not really news, but it's something I discovered, unfortunately, that I do want to put some acknowledgement towards. You can't purchase Shin Godzilla anymore.
What?
Funimation has, for some reason, stopped producing discs. I found out
for a movie that everyone obsesses over.
So here's the thing. I was going on a binge to find all the Yoshihiro Nishimura films. One of those is called Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl.
Yes.
I looked at it and it was not available. And then I looked at Alien versus Ninja, which was in my cart, not available. As the Gods Will, not available. The Death Note movies, not available. All of these have one thing in common. They're all distributed by Funimation. I just checked, in Shin Godzilla, both releases are not available. So I don't know if it's the plan to move to Crunchyroll because Funimation is a defunct company, but you cannot get Funimation titles at all without going to secondhand markets. And now those releases are getting harder and harder to get for good prices. For the Assassination Classroom duology, which I still need to pick up, it's $150.
Oh,
so now so I went and I bought with like what little money I had left to spend. I went and bought up almost all of the Funimation releases I could find on eBay that weren't jacked up. I still have to get, I think, 3. I think there's 3 titles I'm missing. One's the Death Note third movie, the Assassination Classroom duology, and I think there's one more. I think. But
that is,
no.
I had no idea. I had no idea. And this was something that was on my mind actually just this morning because I had Godzilla versus Biollante on while I was working on a top secret Kickstarter thing that shall remain mysterious for now. But yes. I was working on something for that, and I threw on Biollante, which is like the first time I've actually put a Godzilla movie in and watched it in forever, weirdly enough. You'd think I'd have them on all the time, but I don't have time, honestly, to do it that much. But I have like probably like 5 or 6 copies of Biollante on DVD, 2 or 3 on Blu-ray. And the fact that there are fans now that haven't seen that movie because it's inaccessible is alien to me, because I bought the discs when they came out and I can watch that movie anytime I want. But if you weren't there when those discs came out 9 or 10 years ago, then you missed out on that, which is
that long ago?
It's 2014. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. My brain is in no work. I
remember them being at the dollar store.
They were it was bargain bin. It was a bargain bin release. I mean, they had piles of them and you could get them for $5 and then the Blu-ray for $7.99. It was insane. And now it's, you can get on Amazon right now and get the DVD for $35, but once that, at least there's a couple days ago, they fluctuate, they pop in and then they disappear and it's like used for $200. Like, great. Okay. But as of a few days ago, you could get the DVD for about $35. I doubt it's there now, but it was there. But all that to say, it's so bizarre to me. Same thing with Destroy All Monsters. Like, I got Destroy All Monsters from Media Blasters day one on DVD and Blue, and then it was recalled within that month or something. Like, it was very quick. And then when they put the DVD and Blu-ray out again, it was bare bones, and now those discs are harder to find again.
And even the bare bone one is
the bare bone one is, that's what I mean, because the bonus feature ones were harder to get initially, and I the only reason I got them is because I walked into Barnes and Noble on release day and I picked it up. So it's so weird to me when I hear people say I can't watch this Godzilla film because it's not streaming anywhere. And I'm thinking it's odd. I don't know. Like, I get it. I understand clearly, but it's odd to me because I can just go, I have all the Godzilla movies right there. I have them all right there. But the fact that people nowadays can't own those films, or even if they're going to stream them, they can't stream them legally, at least. That's not okay, because we have to get these films in front of people's eyes. You have to make them accessible, right?
Right.
So the fact that Shin is now starting to slip into that really goes to show you how crazy and temporary home video stuff can be.
What's funny is I think I called this because it was released in America on DVD in 2017.
2017, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that I was telling people in 2022 that's going to become harder to get. And we saw a reissue that was without the slipcover and without the DVD copy. And now that one's out. Like, it's now, I'd have to go to see if it's available streaming on Crunchyroll, but I bet it isn't. And I bet the rights for that film have now lapsed. And now that is going to be waiting for Criterion. I'm telling you now, Criterion's picking that up and going to put out a 4K.
They have to.
Solo.
They'll snap it up. It's just crazy. It's weird to think. It goes to show you how these films dip in and out of like all of this. Like, when I was little, I was not cognizant of the fact that Destroy All Monsters was basically a lost film in America. Right. There were entire generations that grew up with that film being like mythic to them because it was never on TV and it was never on home video until ADV put it out in 98. And when I was a kid, that movie was out on tape and I picked it up and I had no clue that it was that rare for the longest time. Return of Godzilla is one because I couldn't like I couldn't get that film.
That was the hardest one I remember.
Yeah.
That was like
That was difficult.
if you wanted so okay. I remember a time when you could get the VHS, right?
Oh yeah,
But it was impossible. Like if you were wanting to get all the Godzilla movies on DVD, which I was around that time of like that problem, like being really, really obvious, like you couldn't.
Yeah.
I remember almost purchasing one of the Region 2 releases because that was the only thing I knew you could purchase.
Yeah. That's what I almost ended up doing. I got mine through other channels. And then obviously I had my 85 on tape and I watched that. And then the Kraken releasing version came out, and that was like, okay, well now this one's everywhere, and now those discs are gone. So it does this with different movies, and it's ridiculous. Which is why one box set would be really nice. We'll see if it happens.
And that's one thing at least Criterion always seems to license for the long haul.
Yeah, because they don't want it to be just like a temporary thing. Oh crap, we're gonna have to renegotiate this in 5 years, 10 years. You know, they really go for it. There are Criterion DVDs that were first pressed 10, 12, 15 years ago that you can still go buy.
Available. Yeah.
They don't mess around. They're
okay with not being the only release. And that's something that Criterion does well is like they went to classic media for 54 initially. And the 2007 release was still in print. They still had box sets. And a year after the Criterion set, a DVD came out again. Yeah. And that was fine. They didn't have an issue with that. Like Criterion was willing to work to compete in the market. I don't know if it's even competing. I think they just want classic contemporary films to be available.
They want them out there. They want them out there to be seen. And yeah, I like when companies do that. I love it's rare. Because usually it's like, we got to shut this down. We can't let this happen. We can't have any competition, but Criterion's not like that. So it'd be great to have them all in one box set. We'll see what happens.
Speaking of competition, has anybody seen that movie monster series Kaiser Ghidorah? The competition is not there for the new or old one. And Michael, can you? I'm curious on your thoughts. So, do you think it's time to?
It's time to talk about toys and collectibles. But before we get to toys and collectibles, I have a couple of things that I want to go over first.
First, you want to say that I did an amazing segue and that I should give an applause.
That was an amazing segue. I can think of no other person that could have done a more perfect, more beautiful, more awesome, more wonderful segue than that segue.
Thank you.
But for all my Sofubi fans out there, Eric, I know you're watching. Him and I were talking about this the other day. Apparently, they will not be producing any more of these. And if you know what these are, if you're looking at what I'm describing here to you, is the M1 Nakajima Sofubi. It is top half is Nakajima-san. The bottom half is Godzilla 54. It's supposed to emulate that famous photo of him in the suit. M1 will not be producing any more of these because they have now determined that Nakajima is no longer an official character to be licensed by M1. Correct me if I'm wrong, Danny.
I hadn't heard that.
That is the word that is the scuttlebutt on the street. So
he's not. They can't license him like as a person.
We cannot license him anymore as a person.
Okay, so did they have a deal with his estate? Does Nakajima have
probably?
So what I'm guessing. So. Well, it's. So in Japan, you don't have to go through an estate. There is no such thing as an estate.
Okay.
To my understanding, so Toho and Nakajima, that contract probably has expired. Nakajima is probably no longer a representative from Toho, right?
Right.
But the issue comes. I mean, they could still do the bottom half, like M1 can still do that. But to do the Nakajima side, they would have to go to his family.
Right.
So you would have to have both approve it. That's what happened with Frankenstein. The reason we got a ton of Frankenstein stuff all of a sudden is finally the family said, okay, you can do like his likeness. You can produce figures of Frankenstein. And that was the only reason we got the Bandai Premium. And I think we also got some X Pluses as well.
For Nakajima, no.
No, for Frankenstein.
Yeah. Oh, what's
for
his name?
Oh, yes, for Frankenstein. Yes. We got the large monster series, the 25 centimeter Frankenstein, and we got the Bandai Premium Frankenstein.
Yes,
as well.
Which I have that one.
I have that one. It's outstanding.
Right.
So the only reason we got that was the family approved it. So Nakajima's family would have to approve that.
Right. So basically, I didn't have one because this is like a staple of all Sofubi collectors. Like if you're into Sofubi, if you're into like stylized figures, like I feel like this is something you need in your collection because it's one of those iconic pieces. It's like the Marmot Desagoji, the 1995. It's like one of those iconic pieces that you have to have. And they're not very expensive. I got this actually from Toku Toy Town. Shout out to Jay from Toku Toy Town for getting for getting a really great deal on this guy. As soon as I heard that they were not going to make anymore, I scooped one up. Now I have one. I'm happy. Moving on. Second thing I want to show off is.
Hey, there he is. There he is.
For audio listeners, we're looking at the Super 7 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Godzilla King of the Monsters deluxe figure representing the Dark Horse comics where Godzilla had blood coming out of his nostrils and mouth, the Super 7 articulated figure of that. And the box is beautiful.
The box is gorgeous. I don't normally keep boxes, but the box is gorgeous. And the figure is equally as gorgeous.
I like the pose you got him in. That's great.
That's equally as gorgeous.
And it comes with Art Adams, a tiny Art Adams.
It comes with a tiny Art Adams. Yeah. It comes with a tiny Art Adams. I had to figure out what the heck this was. I was like, what is going on? That's not in the comic book cover. But apparently it's a very tiny Art Adams. And that's incredibly awesome that they did that. Now, Danny, you and I talked about when this was first got released that we were afraid that the paint that mimics the blood from the comic book cover. Here's the T-shirt, for reference.
Matching.
T-shirt. Matching T-shirt. That we're just gonna be looking at a red goopy mess. It does not. It actually does not. It just shows like for all the complaints that people were having about the 1989 that came out with the Biollante about a month or two ago. For all those complaints, like this one is awesome. Like I'm not going to be getting the other one because I don't think it looks good, but this one is awesome. And it's incredibly nostalgic for my childhood. Like anyone who read the Dark Horse comics, shout out to Elijah for sending me more Dark Horse comics that I was missing from the collection. Those will arrive hopefully soon.
I think tomorrow. I think they're scheduled for tomorrow. I think so.
Good deal. So this is an incredibly nostalgic thing for me, these Dark Horse comics, and this was an instant buy. They're not available anymore, so I'm sorry. But for a limited time, I think they went up for pre-order on Monday at like 3:00 in the afternoon, and by 5:00 they were gone.
Yeah.
How much were they on for purchase?
$80, something like that.
$85.
Oh,
$85. Okay.
Because
$85.
I went on eBay and the cheapest one is $180.
Yes,
I know. Big Bad Toy Store had them for a hot minute too. A couple days later for $85. Clearly those are not there anymore now. But yeah, I wish I did not have the post G Fest. I didn't have $85 to throw at another toy. I was hurting for cash.
Oh, I didn't really either, but it was too obvious a thing. I just that's what credit cards are for, guys. Just put on a credit card and be done with it.
Rob a bank.
That is not. I am not endorsing. I'm not endorsing going out to get a credit card specifically for your toys. I had
that plan, Michael. Come on.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I don't have a toy credit card. So just throwing that out.
I think you just confirmed something.
Yes. So, but that is awesome. The shirt is awesome. Like the print on this shirt is beautiful. The shirts are still available from Super 7, by the way. I think They have mediums and large. They have small, medium, and large left. They are out of the. From what I could tell, they are out of. They're out of the extra large and 2X and 4X up to 4X. So they're out of those. And I will say, Danny, if you haven't gotten one yet, you and I carry a little extra. You and I both carry a little extra in the areas where the little extra is. This is an incredibly large. I got a 2X because that's normally what I wear. This feels to me on my body feels more like a 3X. It's huge. I had to shrink it just to make it fit better.
Okay.
So you might actually be able to get away with a large, honestly.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know because that would
also apparently hi Jack 828. Apparently they are back in stock on
Hold on. What? Hang on. Hold on.
I'm not looking it up right now.
We're stopping the stream. We're stopping the stream.
Okay, I'll continue
right now.
I'll continue talking, and you guys will just do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the next thing I bought, in the mail,
I don't see it.
I got the Mondo Space Godzilla, but not just any Space Godzilla, guys. Not just any Space Godzilla.
You got the best one.
I got the best of all.
You got the best one.
It is in stock. It's in stock. Oh my God, I'm getting it right now. I'm moving funds to my bank account.
I got the Trendmasters or the trendy version. I got the Trendmasters Space Godzilla, and it is gorgeous. We did a little stream on Monsters of Attitude YouTube channel yesterday. Go check that out. Where me, my friend Joe, my friend Eric, and Adrian, we all unboxed one. And hands down, this for all the times I've shit on Mondo for their Sofubi and all their things that they do, all the problems they cause us and grief and things. This is hands down their best release. This thing is chef's kiss. I have very minor nitpicks with it, but they're so incredibly minor. I'm just gonna ignore them and pretend like they're not even there. But this trendy version, this Mondo Space Godzilla, is gorgeous.
That sucker that's a beautiful, beautiful figure. Look at that thing.
And it's beefy. It is heavy. In comparison to a traditional Sofubi, which this is the Nakajima. Nakajima is about 9 inches. Space Godzilla is about 10. It's about 10 inches, I would say, about 10 inches tall. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. The box art is beautiful. Everything about this figure is awesome, beautiful. I've said that enough, but yes, I wanted to show this off. But if you want to hear my full thoughts on it, go check out Monsters of Attitude. The Space Godzilla, it's stunning. I wish I got it. Helmy, they've done 3 colorways. They've done the normal colorway, the trendy colorway, and the glow, the SDCC glow. I would say more than likely there's going to be at least 1, maybe 2 more colorways coming down the line, just because that's how Mondo rolls. They do 5 different colorways if it's a popular sculpt. From all that I've seen and people talk about, this is a very popular sculpt, so I don't see why they wouldn't at least do 1 or 2 more. I know there's a glitter coming. There's a glitter version coming at some point. I don't see why they wouldn't do another one of these. So. All right, so I have rambled enough. While Elijah goes into debt, I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen and talk about some more goodies.
Yeah.
So we're getting some Ultraman stuff. We're getting some Ultraman stuff from Roosevelt's. I think that's how you say this. They're a company that makes novelty shirts. And so they're going to be doing a line of Ultraman shirts. They're going to be doing 3 different designs. The first one is this tiny head version with all the different ultras on it. The second one is this white version with it's the Tom Whalen art.
That's Tom.
It's the Tom Whalen art. So this one's great too. And then they're doing a third one with just this all monster pattern, which is it's okay.
It's busy. I like it, but it's busy.
This is the type of shirt you wear to G-Fest once a year or to a con or something. This shirt here is one I can probably wear out every day and not look and not scream nerd.
This one's a little more subtle.
Yeah, this one's way more subtle. Let me remove this. Hang on, let me remove this overlay here. There we go. This one's a little bit more subtle. Like this is the one I will probably get. They're expensive. Like these shirts are expensive. They're like $70 before shipping for a shirt. And that's that. I feel like that's expensive, but you know, they do licensed shirts. They do Jurassic Park, Star Trek. They do like wrestling characters. They do, or like WWE, WCW, etc. But they do a lot of like novelty shirts, and Ultraman is going to be their next latest release in the line of shirts. I definitely will try to get this one, and they stay in stock for a good while, so it's not like I'm going to be in a hurry to get this. They do stay in stock. I love the little father of Ultra, the little Taro, the little Gomora up here. That's really, and like over here you see the little Pigmon or Garamon, whichever one you want to say. This Ultra 7, you know, traditional Ultraman, whatever. Like I'll probably grab this one, but I probably won't bother to grab the other two because I want to at least wear it more than once a year. And yeah. So these are beautiful. The next thing we got to talk about is X Plus is going to be re-releasing the Large Monster series Biolante. So this is the fourth time that this figure has been released.
Yeah, it's like a re-release.
It's a re-release. I believe the first time this one was released, it was released as a set. At least the Rick was released as a set with 1989, I believe. I'm pretty sure. The second time it was released, I believe it was. Honestly, I don't remember. I can't tell you because I don't have this in my collection. So all I know is this is the fourth time this thing's been released. It is a light up, so the center area will light up for you. It's a massive figure. I know people that have this in their collection. It takes up a lot of space. She's a big girl.
It is huge. I don't have it, but hey,
it is huge. It is huge. That is what they said.
Oh, okay, hey! I bought it. I had to.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Kim says, "Give her to me." I mean, well, Kim, let me just tell you before you say that, she is now up for pre-order on the U.S. Rick site for
$600,000 billion,
50,000 yen, aka $350 before shipping. After shipping, I saw somebody say this in one of the groups. I think it was the Monsters with Attitude group or Collect All Monsters. Like it's just under $500 with shipping, which that's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's still expensive. It's still not for everyone, but yeah. I don't blame you, Oscar. The Mother Legion figure is, I think the Mother Legion figure looks way better than this. But that's just me. I'm not the big, shame on me. I know I'm not the biggest Biolante fan in the world. So
Danny, are you purchasing a certain figure right now?
No, because I actually already purchased it. Bam. Okay.
Boom. Yes.
Yep, I got mine live too.
Yes.
Dark Horse Godzilla Supremacy.
So Danny, so next Kaiju Weekly stream, we're gonna both do a live unboxing together.
Presume if the darn thing gets here in the next week.
If it gets here in time, live unboxing. I want to hear all of your first impressions.
Yes, I'm down with that.
I think you guys are gonna love it. It's a little piece of Godzilla history. You guys are absolutely gonna love it.
Should I bring all of my Dark Horse comics? Which I'm about to actually complete the entire King of the Monsters line thanks to Eric.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Looks like Ichiban, Yuji Sakai, Godzilla -1. They're going to be releasing this figure. It's going to be about 9.5 inches tall. It's going to be a very hard vinyl. It's not going to be resin or anything like that. The Yuji Sakai Ichiban line is really detailed. It's gorgeous. I have one in front of me here. I have Sakai's
it's a similar pose.
It's a very similar pose. Yes, a lot of these have very similar poses. I have the Ichiban 2019. Yeah, this is the 2019, I believe. Godzilla, and it's highly detailed. It's gorgeous. It's very heavy. It's a little on the smaller side, as you see here. It is about, like, compared to the Space Godzilla, like, it's not as beefy, but it's about as tall. But this is gorgeous. This is retailing for about $94. You can find them on Big Bad Toy Store and other places. I'm excited for -1. I know everyone's excited for -1. Eric, so Elijah, while I was talking, Elijah and Danny both bought the Dark Horse Super 7 Godzilla from Big Bad Toy Store because it is in stock. So congratulations to them. Somehow it is still in stock.
Oh, Danny. Oh, what? Hang on. Let me. You are not going to believe this.
What?
It is now sold out.
It's sold out. You and I bought the last two.
Are you kidding me?
It was kismet.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Dude, it
was meant to be.
That's funny. Unless we both get email confirmations here in a second saying, sorry, we can't ship them because they're secretly out of stock. No.
There is no way that we just...
No. I hope so.
I got an email that confirmed my order, so I know mine's in.
Well, give it 24. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but give it like 24
Give it time.
hours.
One of us might get an email. We might get an email. I mean, if honestly, you got your order in a couple seconds before I did. I was doing it at the same time. I actually had to I would have had mine in earlier, but I actually had to make another account, which is why it took me.
I did too, but like Google autofilled. Thank God.
No, I had to type everything in. Unfortunately.
Well, congratulations, boys.
Hopefully, we both have our confirmations, but if it comes through like, hey, too bad, like. But what I'm trying to say is, if one of us is going to get it, it's going to be you because you got yours in before me.
I think we're both going to get it because I pulled mine back up and it had it, and then you said you purchased it, and then it said it was sold out. So okay. I'm thinking that you and I both we'll
see. I hope so.
We threaded the needle. So. We threaded the needle.
Yep, sold out.
You guys are really going to enjoy it.
Are you kidding me? That's
congratulations.
Amazing. We will have to do updates to make sure that like one of us doesn't get it pulled out from under us.
We're gonna have to do like vlogs like every hour. Like, okay, it's the 18th
hour 9. Haven't gotten cancellation email yet. Starting to lose faith.
But moving on because we're getting a little long in the tooth. 2 places you can buy this are our friends at kaijulive.shop and Big Bad Toy Store. Those are the 2 places I recommend you getting. It's available in other places, but I guarantee you, either you go to the Big Bad Toy Store or you go to kaijulive.shop, you're going to get it way faster than a lot of other places. So, moving on to the next thing.
My sweet boy, what have they done to you?
Oh boy. Okay, so Bandai Movie Monster Series are going to be releasing a Kaiju Ghidorah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. Oh. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Wow. Okay, so I just want to do a quick little comparison here. So for those who are not aware, this is not the first time we have seen Kaiju Ghidorah before from Bandai. The first time was
oh my god,
this beauty over here, night and day, day and night, night and day. This is beautiful. We want this. We love this. We need this. This is something that I said before we started recording that I cannot repeat on stream.
No.
This is ugly. This is gorgeous. Why they didn't just re-release this on the right and
different scale. This is it's in the 8-inch scale. The original one was a bigger scale. This one's going to be 6 inches.
But still, yeah. Come on, guys. Like the paint is lazy. The sculpt looks horrendous. Come on, guys.
I'm not usually a nitpicker at all when it comes to most things, honestly, but especially not
Look at them
toys. But
horns.
he looks so silly.
This
He looks
is
so silly.
to be as diplomatic as I can. This is fugly.
Very
Very capital F.
Did you say fungly? They're fun but
No.
ugly.
No. Fugly.
You know what? You know what kills me about it is for lack of a better way to describe it off the top of my head, the Kevin head that's just looking directly at the viewer, just
no.
It's eating your soul. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yup.
I come to talk with you again.
I know how pants work. Look at him. Look at that face. That's the
ugly is correct.
How did they get
this
the cream into the
ugly.
Twinkie? Like
they're gonna charge like $35 for this, and it's not even worth $3.
Yeah, this is a higher price than MMS has done before, because it's a slightly chunkier figure. But it's, I mean,
still awful.
I mean, the sad thing is, I'd love to like have it in person and look at it so I can see what the sculpt actually looks like in more detail underneath that paint, because I have a sneaking suspicion like the sculpt is not comparable to the original Bandai. It's not at all. The original Bandai is one of the best Bandais that was ever produced for the Godzilla series.
Oh, 1000%.
The suit. It's beautiful. I remember winning in my eBay auction for this years and years ago, and I was so happy. I got it for a really reasonable price. It's one of my favorite figures in my collection. But I mean, looking at this, it's hard to tell, but I feel like it's not a great sculpt, but I feel like there's an okay sculpt underneath a bad paint job, and the paint job is really doing a disservice to the sculpt. This might be one where I get one and maybe I tinker with it and paint it just to see if I can get because the problem with this is if you look at the one, like the original, they've clearly done a wash on it to bring out, this is my art brain talking, to bring out the detail of the sculpt. Look at the lines and the actual texture. There's darkness there. There's a wash there that they used to get into the cracks to bring out the texture. And then this is the new one has just been spray painted, so there's no depth. The sculpt is not done any favors by just this flat gold. The whole toy is two colors. So, and it's not even the right color. It's not even the right gold. It's like normal King Ghidorah gold, not Kaiser Ghidorah metallic gold. So it is. And again, I'm not a nitpicky person, but this really is it's kind of a silly looking figure. This is, this is something I said off stream. This is we have Kaiser Ghidorah at home, levels of not greatness here. Mommy,
can I have this Kaiser Ghidorah figure? You have Kaiser Ghidorah at home.
And there he is.
You should have let me voice the kid.
Oh, that's right, because you're a child. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, stop.
We just talked about this. We
did. We literally opened the stream by saying not a child. So we have to follow through. I'm not doing the Elmo voice again. You're welcome. But yeah, this is
Elmo's World.
Elmo's World.
Elmo's World.
Watch as our viewership takes a nosedive.
Actually, we've increased in viewership. We're up to 16 now.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, I keep going.
Okay.
That's enough of that.
So this is Fugly. This is officially Fugly. I will not be picking this up. I really don't care about Bandai's as much as I used to anymore. They have their place. They have their place in collecting history, but for me, they just don't do it for me anymore. Danny, as a overly optimistic, I love to buy everything, and I'm emotionally attached to every single thing in my collection, no matter how small or obscure. Will you buy this?
First of all, thank you? Question mark. Ouch. Not sure which one to go. Not sure which one to go with. Second of all, everything you said is correct. And third, I've got no real burning desire to own this. I really don't. I mean, if it weren't $35, and by that I mean $50 at the next convention I go to, let's be real.
Right.
I'd pick it up simply as a curio. Like it would make me laugh if I looked at it. Like it would just give me a good chuckle. Like that's why I picked up some of the Playmates figures, like that really not great Shin they did. They had like 3 or 4 years ago. One of the first ones.
God.
It just looked awful.
Bug-eyed Shin.
Yeah. I was like, when I bought that, I put up a picture of it online that said, "Behold the sacred beast of the apocalypse," because it was it's just awful.
Or hillbilly Space Godzilla. Hi guys, how are you?
Yeah, Hillbilly. I did get Hillbilly Space Godzilla because they were like $10 on clearance at my local Walmart, and they made me laugh, so I picked them up.
It's not even worth $10, man.
No, actually, the reason I got the Space Godzilla was so I could do some sculptural modifications and some paint modifications and make a flying Space Godzilla custom, which I have not done yet, but I do have him in a closet somewhere. He's not on display. He's in a closet, still in his box.
Oh, there's that Space Godzilla I bought.
Oh no, I'm gonna have a few moments like that if I ever move. But this, I got no discerning, no burning desire. I combined the words because of tiredness. I have no burning desire, geez, to spend $35 to $50 on this sad toy. Elijah, how many of these are you buying? 15, 16?
So there's one reason why I love this figure. It has officially made me decide that after I buy the stuff I'm going to buy, I'm going to invest in the original Bandai. Finally, after like 10 years of it being on my list. Yeah. I've been wanting to get it for like quite literally like 10 years now. And I think I'm going to. I think that seeing this disaster of a piece of vinyl plastic and paint and dopey looking faces has officially convinced me that I will be spending $150 on the Bandai of the original and have it proudly displayed somewhere where I don't know because I don't have room for it, but I still will be purchasing it.
It is a big toy. Also, pro tip, when you get it, beware the front legs. They're worse than in the picture. He's got the split legs here. The actual toy is like,
yeah, because don't they gradually like drift apart?
Mm-hmm. You got to hit it with the blow dryer. That's what I did. That's what I did with like you know how like the classic Bandai Mogeras, over time their legs start to like get pinched together until the feet are touching and the feet are at like an angle like like this. When I got mine, I literally had to get my hair dryer and just blast it until it just started to do this. As a Bandai, okay, one silly thing before we move on. The Utsuno Ikusagami figure from Yamato Takeru did the same thing, where the legs would bend together. And when I got that figure, I didn't have access to a hair dryer, and it was right after G-Fest. I got it at G-Fest, so I literally got up one morning. I left it in my car on a hot summer day for half an hour, went inside, watched an episode of Ultraman, went back out to my car, grabbed it, and just bent it into the shape I wanted it to be. And it did the trick.
You know, that character reminds me a lot of the Megazord, to be honest. Like they look a lot alike, you know what I mean?
Big blocky feet, guy in a big boxy robot suit. Very much so. I totally see it.
And Michael, you're a huge fan of the Megazord, as from what I've heard, correct? You're a fan of Power Rangers.
Some would say that, sure.
So let me ask you, Michael. The Megazord was in Power Rangers, and we're actually celebrating the 30th anniversary this year, if I remember correctly, right?
That is actually correct. Yes, you are correct.
Okay. So far, I'm right in my Power Rangers knowledge. So, have you seen that they're doing a 30th anniversary comic book?
I have seen they're doing a 30th anniversary comic book.
And did you know that? Go ahead.
And I'm very excited about said 30th anniversary comic book.
Well, are you excited enough to know that we actually just got our new segments, video games and comics, going? And we're starting off with the fact that Boom Studios has released the first look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary. and now I'm big.
I'm very excited, and that's what she did say.
That you were excited? Never mind. Never mind.
So yes, Boom Studios released the first look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary comic special. I don't know if we have any images of it, but when they also released this, they also released the first look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 111 coming out. Both of these coming out at the last week of August. I believe for issue 111, it is August 22nd. And for the 30th anniversary comic special, it is coming out August 30th. So are you guys going to get these comics? I don't collect Power Rangers comics. That I'm a little late to that, to be honest, at this point. But what do you guys think?
Let me take you out of Solo.
Thank you.
Yes, exit Solo. I will be picking these up because I am a sucker for anything Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and especially since the 30th anniversary of the franchises this year, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. Because I think, who is it in our friends group says I love nostalgia and cornbread or something?
I think that's it's Samson, right? It's Samson.
No, I think it's somebody a bit more neurotic. Oh, it's Eric. That's
okay. That's it. Thank you. That's right.
That's it. That's Eric. It's Eric. It's definitely Eric.
Thank you. That would have driven me nuts if you hadn't come up with
that. Would have absolutely was driving me nuts. I could not think of who would say that about me.
You and
who would say that?
Nostalgia and croissants, man. I mean, who could
nostalgia and croissants? Yeah, nostalgia and croissants. But Tish. Yes, quite. Yes. I'm very excited about the 30th anniversary stuff. I'll be picking up the comic. It looks great. We did get the teaser cover for it. We also got an alternative cover with all of Tommy's personas on it, with and to celebrate the life and legacy of Jason David Frank. So that's gonna be fantastic. As far as more video games and comic news,
well, you were talking about fantastic, and I've heard a lot of amazing reviews of Gigabash, especially the Godzilla DLC.
I've heard a lot of interesting things about it. Yes, indeed.
And Gigabash actually is now available on Switch and Xbox for people to play if they haven't already found out. Yeah.
Well, then.
That does come with the stipulation. There's been some hints and some rumors that the Toho-approved Godzilla DLC is about to come to a close.
But I also heard, a little birdie told me that that if you already have the DLC, that will not affect you.
Yes.
It'll only affect you if you try to buy the DLC after the partnership is over.
Correct. Yes, you are accurate in that, as long as you purchase it beforehand. So even if you're on the fence, I would just say go for it. Just do it. I think it's $25 and you get the entire DLC. I would go for it. Like, even if you might just do it once or twice, just, I would say go for it. That way you have it, and once it's gone and it's gone, you can at least say you've got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Danny, do you have any thoughts?
Only that if you don't have that DLC, download it soon. I actually don't have Gigabash. The most up to date video game console I have is a broken Wii. So I need to. I should. I need to get a Switch. That's on my list. I don't sit down and play a lot of video games. I'm usually reading, writing, sculpting, at work. Talking to nerds,
doing cool stuff.
I don't know what you would be talking. Who you would be referring to as nerds, Danny?
You can. I'm not the person. The people I'm referring to are not here right now. Which is why I don't just throw around terminology like nerds in front of nerds. I got.
Danny, if you're wanting games, there's one that actually just started a Kickstarter. It's called Exido. I don't know if I said that right. It's a kaiju simulator.
I'd heard of that actually.
Yeah, it's a kaiju simulator that invites you to immerse yourself as the titular kaiju named Exido and lay waste to a fully destructible physics-based environment at your leisure. They actually just launched a Kickstarter the same day that Erica went live to fund a console release for the game. Which it's funny that both Erica and this game launched a Kickstarter because it was not the only one. There was a third kaiju-based game that also launched a Kickstarter, which was Mecha vs. Kaiju 5th Edition, which Mecha vs. Kaiju is an anime-inspired sci-fi D20 tabletop role-playing game that emulates the action and drama of manga and Kaiju Eiga. For the 5th edition, I guess, they are adding archetypes and the dice pool mechanics with giant monsters and robots, rules all instantly convertible to any D20 game. Nathan should be here because he strikes me as the role-playing game person. I don't know anything about this stuff. Danny, you might? Maybe?
No, I'm out of the loop on role playing, man.
Okay, me too.
I don't talk to people, man.
And
I talk to you guys. I go to work and then I go to bed. That's about it.
So I don't have really much I could say about that. But I wanted to make sure we got all the news for the week. So that's all the news that we had for toys and video games. So, with that being said, I at this point, I'm kind of wanting to go home and check my mail because I do have some Amazon packages. So before we do that, is there any packages, Michael, that we can open in the mailbag section of this stream?
There is not actually. There is no mailbag today.
So there's no mail today. It's almost like it's a Sunday and mail doesn't run on us.
What's in the mail today? Nothing. There's nothing.
What's in the mail today?
Sorry, Barry. Nothing there.
There is not. You know what? Just for shits and giggles.
What's in the mail today?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
It's
oh, yeah.
So I got a question for you guys. I got a question. Who's your favorite person on this stream? That's the mailbag question for the day, and there is a right answer. There is a right answer.
There is no wrong answer here.
No,
I think
there is.
Honestly, there is a right answer, and it's so obvious that I feel like we don't even have to say
so incredibly obvious.
We don't even have to. We don't even. Are
you sure? Are you sure? I feel like, well, yeah, but like,
we obviously have to say okay, all right, Elijah, we get it. The most beloved human being on this stream, hands down, because they've put in the work. They're well known within the community. They are just an icon in and of themselves. The most beloved individual of this stream has to be Haru Nakajima, because that's just who it is. It's just who it is.
I was gonna go with Flesh
right,
Dinosaur,
fine.
but that's fine.
That's fine. No, his
damn, I was doing good with that acting. I had tears forming.
Okay, Elijah, we're talking about you because you put all the work in for this stream. You're an incredible individual. You're an incredible person. We just did an interview with you.
While you're saying that, I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about Danny.
Oh
no.
Yeah, right. Danny is just the perfect bundle of joy and happiness that comes to this group of ours. And obviously, like, that's who we would be picking, right, Danny? Like, that's who you thought, right?
Usually I'm complimenting myself is the last thing on my mind most of the time. I'm gonna be real.
So who were you thinking? Dan, who were you thinking,
so
Danny?
I picked Elijah.
And
Elijah
I thought it was you. So Danny, who did you have?
So Danny,
who were you thinking
you
of?
pick?
I thought it was the Squeaky Hammer.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Dang, that's cold. That's cold.
Listen, who is half the ownership of one of the best kaiju related fanzines to ever be published? Who is the guy who brings whatever? Who's the guy who has just the best taste in t-shirts, facial hair, winning smile, haircuts,
Southern charm.
Southern charm. Who here has been canceled?
The best voice actor ever to grace the audio waves of MIFV.
The man who stole the show on the Atragon panel at G-Fest this year.
We're of course talking about one Nate Marchand, right?
A panel that he was very much qualified for.
Yes.
Honestly, overqualified for. If we're going to be honest, you're overqualified.
Incredibly overqualified.
So Eric has a good point here. He says, "Don't fuel his ego." What I'm trying to do. You ever see Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I'm trying to do the weasel laughing thing, where if I feed his ego too much, he just kind of like falls over and his little cartoon spirit flies away. That's what I'm trying to do.
Ego Ranger.
Listen, I think all of us here think that all of us here are pretty cool people. You know,
we are pretty cool people.
We're pretty cool people.
We hang out with pretty cool people that could not be with us tonight. So for all intents and purposes, we have to say we wish that Nathan Marchand was here. We wish that Brandon was here. Brandon McClure was here. We wish that Travis was here, but Travis is in the process of moving.
And we wish Nathan a good luck, and I hope that he can't very well.
Marchand, he's our man. If he can't do it, someone else certainly can.
If he can't promote it, someone else can. No, he's off doing awesome at a convention right now, so we wish him the best of luck. Travis, moving stinks. Moving is not fun, and Travis is moving like out of state.
He is.
So he's like moving. So everybody send him love, wish him some luck as he goes into the next the next like phase of his life in a brand new state and a brand new home. Yeah. Everybody who's not here, everybody who couldn't join us, they're all
Kim is beautiful. She's wonderful.
Kim is a bright, shining star in not just the fandom, but I would argue on the planet. Yes.
She is brighter than the sun itself.
I would say so. We all love Kim. And I am going to real quick throw this out there because I know Kim is listening. We were chatting back and forth in our secret Erica plotting Facebook.
Is it called earlier. Secret? Is it called Secret Erica Plotting Facebook group?
It is not. It is not.
Oh, you should change it to that.
Kim gave it a better name than that. But it's our planning group. And I dropped in there that, hey, like we're at 35%. This is really, really cool. But what I didn't tell her is that one of the reasons that this Kickstarter is doing so well right now is it's a winning combination. One, it's a story and an idea that's really strong and people want to see it happen. And two, it's because she's the one doing it. And people know Kim, they trust Kim, and they love Kim. And her name being attached to this thing is I know this for a fact. Oh, Kim is doing this. I have to support it. Like that is happening right now. And that's happening because Kim is herself. That's just who she is. And that's tremendous. So 100%, one of the reasons that people are backing this thing is because they know who Kim is. They love what she does and they love her. And there's a reason for that. And we all know what it is. And it's because she's the queen.
She's the queen of
the fabulous empire.
Helmy, very much looking forward to Erica. We said some nice things about Helmy before because Helmy's awesome.
Yep.
Eric, he's like you said, he's fine. He's okay. You know, I could probably say more about Eric, but I mean,
he's fine.
It's fine.
He's fine. He's just, you know, Eric
So
is
terribly mean.
Eric is Eric. Eric is a human person who lives and breathes on this earth, who deserves as much respect and as much adoration as I'm trying to find something on my desk.
The Nakajima toy that you were holding up.
I was gonna say the Sharpie, but okay,
oh no,
that's
say something nice. We're saying something nice about everyone. Say something nice about Eric.
okay. Eric is one of my very best friends. I got to see Eric.
He's cooler than you.
He's cooler than me. He has a better beard. He does have a better beard than me.
He has a better beard.
I just said something nice, Eric. Come on.
He has better hair than me. He has a better taste in hats than me. He has a better taste in figures than me.
He has a better taste in cinema than you.
He actually tastes food better than you, just in general.
He actually tastes more better food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like he was talking about all the flavor profiles that you could get from a Taco Bell quesadilla the other day.
Ooh, that actually sounds pretty good. Taco Bell quesadilla.
Robert is a beautiful man and a beautiful artist.
True. You want to talk about a guy with
wait, hold on. Did you say is a beautiful man and a wonderful artist, or did you say a wonderful man and a beautiful?
No, he said beautiful man, beautiful artist.
He's both.
Okay.
He is all things.
He is all of those things. Also, winning head of hair on my man Robert. Winning head of hair. Yes.
Thank you, Eric.
You're the cool one.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we go. I will admit to that.
But I do feel like we have officially come to a point where we're talking about all of the amazing people. But one thing that we have been introduced to by one of those amazing people is one of the age-old podcast traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And that age-old podcast tradition is one of the most noblest of podcast traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, my good sirs, is the one and only shameless self-promotion.
Yes.
So
there it is.
All right, shameless self-promotion. Elijah, go first.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elijah Thomas. I am the host of the Kaiju Conversation podcast. I am also the production manager and staff writer for Kaiju Ramen Media. Go to kaijuramenmedia.com and check out all of my articles in the magazines and the web articles. You can also go subscribe to my YouTube channel, ET13 Productions, where I will be publishing my newest short film, SOS Seek Shelter, featuring one Michael Hamilton, this coming Tuesday. You can also follow my production company, I guess it is, on Twitter and Instagram at ET13 Productions. And if you want to follow my podcast, go to Kaiju_Converse on any social media platform, and you can find my podcast, Kaiju Conversation. That was the most professional I ever sounded. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what happened. I should have been a better person than I already obviously am. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, so
you almost got through it with a straight face. You were so
for all things Kaiju Ramen related, kaijuramenmedia.com. Issue 10 is going to be coming out very soon. It's in production now. Issue 11 is in production, so look for updates on that. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's Kaiju_Ramen on Twitter. For everything else, it's Kaiju Ramen Media. Also, check out the Monsters with Attitude Facebook group, the Monsters with Attitude Collectors group, I should say. It's where Eric and Elijah and myself and Danny and a bunch of other cool people are hanging out all the time, talking about toys and other things related to the fandom. So, if adult kaiju toys is your bag, so go. Wait, that sounded way worse than what I wanted it to sound.
Sure did.
If
Danny and I both just bought adult kaiju toys on stream.
If kaiju paraphernalia is your bag, then check out the Monsters with Attitude YouTube channel and Facebook group. So there you go. Danny boy, go ahead.
Why, thank you, Michael. Hey there, everybody. I'm not going to do this voice the whole time because I'm too tired to maintain it and not sound like a dope. If the idea of reading, you guys know me, I've been on here 1,000 times. My big jam is the Godzilla novelization project, an ongoing creative endeavor to novelize all the Godzilla films, the Japanese ones specifically, and share those resulting books free with any fan who would like to read them. If that sounds like your jam, you can check the project out and read the chapters that have been published and the short stories and the timelines and the blogs and all that good stuff at GodzillaNovelizationProject.com. You can follow along the project by typing in Godzilla Novelization Project on Twitter, X, whatever, on Twitter. Twitter. I'm just going to call it Twitter because Elon can't hear me right now and correct me. Or can he? I'm also on Facebook. If you really like what you read and you want to support my endeavors financially, I have a Patreon as well that enables me to get research material and take time and extra. Just it helps me make the books better. It really, really does. And there are some cool perks if you back there as well. If you want to hear me wax philosophical and poetic and rhapsodic and all that good stuff on kaiju nonsense, definitely check out previous episodes of this show. There's an entire list of podcast episodes and shows and things that I've been on, archived on the press and appearances page on my website. So the full list is there if you want to scroll through. I've been on a lot of different podcasts. I've voice acted on multiple podcasts and in a couple of audio dramas. And really my big push right now, I have a Godzilla novelization project short story that should be coming out here relatively soon. I have a couple of writing projects that are going on behind the scenes that I'm hoping to get off the ground that involve both fiction and nonfiction and don't involve Godzilla, which is really cool. But my really big push right now, 100%, 110%, is to keep talking ad nauseum about how awesome Erica is and why you should back it. And I talked about it earlier, but just in case you're coming in here at the end and missed that little beginning part, Erica is currently kickstarting right now. It is an animated short film based on Godzilla versus Biollante. Hi, what's up, Kim? That maybe that retells the events of Godzilla versus Biollante through the eyes of Erika Shiragami as she slowly turns into a monster. The Kickstarter for the film is live, and we're trying to get 10 grand to make this film a reality. And right now we've amassed 3,500 in only a few days. So thank you to everyone who's donated. If you would like to donate, the link is up. We've got 54 more days and stretch goals are possible if we hit the goal and go past it. If you cannot contribute, then at least share the link if you're able to. That would be super helpful. And please help Kim to get this film made. I'm writing it, and I'm so grateful to be doing so. But yes, definitely go check out Erica on Kickstarter. That's my big push. And scene.
So, guys, if you have stuck around with us this long, thank you. We still have 11 people watching. I think we topped out about 20 people. So thank you to those people.
Epic. That's awesome.
That's right. And thank you to all of our friends. We love you guys. Eric, Helmy, Kim, all the people that, Brendan, all the people that showed up in the chat. Thank you.
Robert, Eric, all these people.
Robert, Eric, Travis, who else showed up? Grattan, a lot of Rant, and a lot of other new friends showed up in the chat. Thank you guys. And hopefully we will be able to stream next week. Maybe. Yes. As of right now, yes, we are streaming next week, but we'll see. I don't have anything else to say, and I hate ending these things. So
I think there's one last thing we could say, Michael.
Oh yes,
and it is the second most noble of podcast traditions. It is the infamous. It is the tremendous. It is the redonkulous conclusion to the Kaiju Weekly podcast.
It is. If you would like to help control the giant monster population, have your very tiny Art Adams spayed or neutered. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.